Welcome to Courageous Creative Conquerors. I'm your host, Jean Boyce Dart, expressive arts psychotherapist, credentialed teacher, and coach. It's my belief that we are all courageously creative and destined to navigate our way through life, learning how to feel, reveal, and heal. And we do this safely and effectively through the expressive arts. Hello, everyone. I'm Jean Boyce Dart, the host of Courageous Creative Conquerors. And I have with me Charleen Michel, and she is a sacred embodiment mentor. Hello, Charleen.
Hello, Jean. Thank you for having me here today. It's a privilege to be here.
I'm delighted to have you, and you have so much to offer. So tell us a little bit about you.
Expressive arts is something when I initially heard the term, I actually thought it didn't pertain to me because I was thinking more ballet, I was thinking more paintings, drawings, and so on. And then I looked up what expressive arts actually meant to me, and it goes much broader than that. And I was excited about that, and that's why I was excited also about connecting with you and working with you on this project, because expressive arts doesn't just mean it's not about performing. It's about giving me an opportunity to use the arts in a broad term to come back to myself, and to show up in the world as my authentic self.
I love that phrase, come back to myself and my authentic self. What does that mean? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, what it means is most people, we get tied up in our names, in our jobs, in our roles, and we forget to actually identify who we really are deep down inside in our souls, because we lose connection with that. We're so focused on the job that I'm doing, or the role that I have as a mother, or as a leader in an organization, or as an artist, a pianist. And we forget that there's a soul inside of us that's really waiting to speak and tell us what makes us happy from the inside, not from the outside.
Beautiful, yes. And the expressive arts help us in such a safe and natural way. Tell us what you do if someone's working with you privately or in a group. Give us a little bit of an idea of what happens.
Yeah, oh, that's a good question. Wow. What happens when somebody's working with me privately in the group? I mean, the first thing I want to do, I want to get to know who they are. And the question who they are is actually that it's more than just their name and what they do, but it's actually who they are and what makes them passionate, what makes them happy. So I'll spend some time just trying to understand from people, what are the things that make them happy? In my case, the biggest thing that makes me happy and gives me pleasure is roses, having beautiful roses in my garden. But it's also sitting down and playing something on the piano, which gives me passion, which is something I feel inside. It's not just something I touch from the outside. It really stirs up the emotions and the feelings in my body. And that's what I try to do when I talk with my clients. But I also create a safe space for them to share what they feel comfortable with sharing in that present moment, because there's a lot going on in people's lives. And I want them to feel safe, confident, and know that they can trust whatever they share with me is not something I'm going to share out with the rest of the world.
That's lovely. And you said you were a sacred embodiment. How does spirituality come into play with what you do?
The sacred is an interesting comment. For me, they're actually parallel. A sacred spiritual embodiment mentor. The spiritual is going and finding out who am I and what do I want and what is my purpose in life. And it's not what other people tell me I am or I want or I should be doing. It's what my inner voice tells me.
Ah, I love that. Yeah.
And it's my soul that's speaking. It's not It's not my body speaks to me. It tells me when things are out of line. My mind certainly can go crazy and get out of line. But when I go into my soul is then calming. It brings me back to myself, and helps me just connect with what is it I really want for myself.
As an expressive arts therapist and registered music therapist, I love closing my eyes and just going with the flow and making things up and discovering things. And the wonderful thing about music and all of the arts, is you get off in a certain direction. You might hear something that's dissonant or a mistake, but we are trained to take that and play with it. If you
Yes.
repeat a dissonant sound and you play with it and bring it into the other sounds, it's not a mistake anymore. It's a journey, and it's a beautiful, um, change, transition. And then you modulate into a different key. It's just a beautiful thing. And that's true with dance as well, and art and photography, all these different things. Is we do something, we just freely explore and play like children, and we find something magical and much more powerful than if we would have stayed in the same routine that we were trained to do. So tell me about chakra dance
Yeah,
and that
you
aspect.
mentioned when you play music, you close your eyes, and of course that when you close your eyes, you reflect and you go inside. It brings you inward. And doing a chakra dance session, I actually encourage people to close their eyes or lower their gaze, whatever they feel comfortable with. But some people aren't comfortable doing that. They're afraid if they close their eyes or if they lower their gaze. I didn't always have the chance to express myself. In fact, I was told I was a girl, I should be quiet. And during the writing of the chapter, I wanted to give people the courage to learn that it's okay to express themselves. And it's okay to use dance and music to express themselves.
Mhm.
Um, because it's around us every day. It's something that we turn on the radio. What do we have? Music. Most people, myself included, will dance to some of the music if it stirs our souls.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And before we leave, I would love for you to give our audience, the people that are viewing us right now or listening, a tip, something that they can use where they don't need a lot of tools. They don't need a piano. They don't need a palette and a canvas, or something that they can do. Maybe they're feeling overwhelmed. The book is Expressive Arts, the Ultimate Creative Guide to Transforming Stress. So this is a stressful time for a lot of people. I'm getting a lot
Yes,
of
it is.
calls and people sharing they're just feeling overwhelmed. Maybe they're feeling depressed, hopeless. Do you have something that you can offer that they can do right now?
In fact, in my chapter, I mention 7 different popular songs. These are songs from the radio, from popular artists like Beyonce or like Fleetwood Mac, that I brought into the book rather than bringing in a chakra specific music that I teach in my classes. Because I wanted people to realize it's accessible to us every day. Turn on
Mhm.
the radio, turn on your stereo. In the morning, I turn on a radio station that's energizing. It's got powerful music to get me going at the beginning of the day, and you'll see me dancing around the room as I'm going and making my coffee, or getting ready to go into the shower, or getting dressed in the morning. It's something that just touches my soul. But at the end of the day, I need to have something a bit more calming and relaxing. And that's typically the classical radio station that I'll put on, or even the jazz radio station that I put
Yeah,
on.
I love that.
So any music that speaks to each individual, and it will be different.
Mhm.
It is the music that I encourage people to access and just sit down and listen to it and close their eyes and just feel the music. And then after the music is ended, just notice what was it that you felt during that moment. And maybe they don't feel anything. And that's okay, because there are times when you don't feel anything. But they may also feel overwhelmed by the music. So on the other end of the scale. but they may also feel that it's brought them back to home. And that's, of course, the intention of the music that we choose to listen to and bring into our lives.
That's a great tip and something that everyone can use.
Mm.
As you say, all around us. The arts are all around us in many different forms, and we can just take a moment, whether even if it's on the bus or wherever it is, we're out and about. There's always an opportunity to just tune in, listen to ourselves as soul, um, experience the art all around us, even through gardening, baking a cake and decorating it. There's that art, that moment of artful expression. In every moment of the day, I find moments to just go in deeply, find my happy place, find myself as soul, and express fully, uh, and hooking up with that flow, universal flow, and expressing myself, my unique self, shining my light. And
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So
So,
just find the music that works best for each individual and take a few minutes just to listen to it, genuinely, actively listen to it. Notice how you feel.
mhm.
And remember that good feeling moment of being happy as you listen to that music.
Yes, thank you so much. And if people want to contact you and find out more about you, where can they locate you? Your website? Or...
Yeah, they can go to my website. My website is www.wisdomunleashed, all written together with a period, and then it's a CH, not a com, it's a CH because it's a Swiss website.
Oh, okay.
And if they go to that www.wisdomunleashed.ch, they have access to my website. They can also schedule an appointment with me on the website for a discovery call. They can learn more about what I have to offer. And they can also learn more about just using chakra dance and music and dance to enrich their lives.
Well, thank you very much, Charlene. It's just been a joy to be with you today and hear your life journey with the expressive arts. And thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you next time on Courageous Creative Conquerors. Bye-bye.